Here we're going to have a look at how to create a size chart from a template. So what that does is create a size chart without allocating it to anything. So for this example, let's say I'm going to create a jacket. And that's just if you've got a few size chart you've got in mind, you want to create them, and then you want to allocate them to your products later on. But that allows you to create as many as you want, save them, have them in your chart section, and then later on like allocate it to the product. So in this example, I've chosen a jacket. What I'll do is I'll go and name it. So sample jacket. So I remember that I've created it and I can find the name easily. And then I've got my sizes here. If, for example, on your Shopify store, you don't use that metric, you can go ahead and you can edit. So you can also add other metrics like such as colors or fabric style or textiles. So here, for example, let's say that I use a different metric. So 48, 50, and 52. Done. Now just close it, and what it's done, it's updated that information. Now, if you have a look, basically because I've updated that, I can go ahead and click and say, okay, for size 48, what are the metrics that I'd like to share? So we've put a lot here. If you ever need more or you'd like to adjust these, you can feel free to contact us, or we'll show you in the next step. There's another way to create a size chart which allows you to fully customize and create your own metrics or size or measurement points. But here we'll just keep it simple. So now we've got our jacket. I'm just going to go and put some dummy information. And I can put as little or as much as I want. For this example, I'm just going to go and put 5 sizes. As you can see, that fills in the information here. Let's put the arms as well. Let's just go for it. There we go. So here you can see basically these are all our points. Now, maybe for your product, you just want to show the sleeve length, the chest, and the hip. So what I'll do is I'll go and say, okay, I'm keeping the sleeve, the waist, and the hip, but I want to delete all the rest. So I can go ahead and delete that information and just leave that information in. Mind you that if you're going to be using our size recommender, which is at the bottom here, we do recommend having the most inputs possible so that it does a proper recommendation. So here we go. I'm just going to go ahead and add, let's say, just the shoulders. So I've got my design here with the size input. If you want, you can use our grading tool. So here, once again, the grading tool allows you to put the grading and then press apply, and that will automatically fulfill the information. Just make sure here you mirror any information. For example, here it's asking you, because it's preset, it's asking you the grading for all measurement points, but in our sample, I've just got shoulder, sleeves, waist, and hip. So what I'll do in the grading is put shoulder, sleeve, waist, and hip, and I won't put information for these guys, or else it automatically fill the information. But anyway, and my grading, let's say for size 50 is 2, but for size 52, it's 3. I press apply, and what that does, it automatically fills in the information. Here as well, you can use our upload file, which means that you can upload a CVS or an Excel sheet, spec sheet with your information. What I'd recommend is just make sure that the names on your Excel mirror the names that are here, or else our bot will simply not find the information. So if you're on your Excel, a shoulder is called a shoulder length, just go and edit it and call it a shoulder so that our bot can find the information and pre-fill it here. Here, as you can see, because we've got sort of pre-filled information, We've got all the measurements here, but in our example, we're not using the, I believe it's the chest and the arm. So what we'll just do is remove them and save. Now, you can also completely delete this information or clear it, and that's up to you. So that's it. We've just created our size chart. It's called sample jacket. Now we can have a look at how it looks like for the user. I've got my sample here. And then there's, like all our other products, there's other options you can add. So you can also add information about the model. So here I'll just put Nick, and then he's 1.85 meters, and then he's wearing size 48, but actually he's wearing size 50. I just go ahead and save it, and there we go. So make sure you tick the little box here. That's to activate it or deactivate it. In this case, I want to activate it. Other options here are duplicating. If you've got a similar jacket and you want to duplicate the size chart rather than redo it, you can just make a copy of it. You've got your permalink. That's if you want to share the size chart you just created with a colleague or with a customer. You can just create a permalink. Add layout block. Here, if you want to add a bit of text to explain any sorts of information or like fabric type or anything as such, we'll just go ahead and add text. So what that does is basically it's adding here text. But what we can also do is we can add another table. So that's more for your international sizing. All of this is fully customizable, and it's taking the variants you've put on that product to start with. So if you want to change US to EU and you want to change Australia to Japan, then you can simply do that and then put the information here. Let's say we just put this. I'm just going to put some dummy information. There we go. So now I've got my information here. Just press save. Last thing is we've got a size recommender, and in this case it would work pretty well because you've put quite a bit of information. So what I suggest is if you want recommend sizing to your customers is just activate it. It won't be showing unless you activate it, and then you can customize that a bit, like stretch factor, easing, and things like that. Or you can set it to default. We've got it at 10% and 1 centimeter easing. So anyway, you can basically adjust this to whatever you want. Let's say less than a centimeter. And then here easing is 6%. Put it back at 1 centimeter, done. And you can go ahead and change that for each, or just set it to our sort of like default. So now you got your size chart. What you do is you publish it, press save, and then it'll ask you if you want to assign it to a product. So you can either press this button and assign it, or it will simply bring you down here. So product matching condition. So that's where you will be able to assign it. So if you click that little button, it will show you that you can assign it to either a product. So it will show you all the products that you've got on your Shopify, or you can assign it by finding the product. Let's say I call my product jacket. I'm like, okay, well, woman's jacket. I just click here, select it, press select, and off we go. That means that now this size chart is assigned to this woman jacket. For some other cases, you might want to use one size chart for a whole collection or for the entirety of all your products. So let's say collection, this will bring up the collection. And let's say you had a collection called jackets, and that was a size chart you wanted to use for all of them. Then you would basically press jackets here, select it, and off you go. That means that that size chart is now related and connected to your collection. Now in this scenario, I'm just not going to put it to anything, but Yep. So that's how you create a size chart. It's now been published. And if you want to have a look at it, you can simply go to charts. And in here, you will see that you've got your sample jacket. It's been published, so it's live. It's linked to no products. So if it was linked to a product, you'd see like one product, or if it's multiple product, it will show you how many. You can come here and duplicate it. You can edit it or you can delete it.